Hi guys, welcome. So, I am here to tell y'all about my pregnancy. Well, not pregnancy, the labor thereof. So, my labor and delivery experience. So, guys, I'm just gonna get right into it. Thank y'all for joining me. Feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button to like the video, and you can share me out, okay? Thank y'all for joining. My princess is about to wake because I'm on her live now. Guys, I'm gonna get right into it. I was 1 week late. Because of that, when I went to the final clinic, they told me that I have to come. I remember the time change. I think I had to come every week at the latter part of the pregnancy. So when I went, final day, packed and everything, because I was 1 week late now. So when I'm going to the clinic, I'll just walk with everything. This is my first time walking with everything. Of course, the nurse convinced me that I need to go into the hospital and be admitted from today. People, I started crying. Yes, I cried. I cried. I didn't cry in front of her. I bargained with her. Like, can I not just go home because it was the weekend? So it was Friday. I would need to spend the entire weekend there because if I had stayed, if I had gone home by the Sunday, I would be exactly 1 week. The 1 week would be yeah, Sunday would have been the exact 1 week overdue. So the Friday was the 50th, I guess. So yeah, I had to listen to them while going in the car, and I sat with my husband and I cried. And then I went up there. When I went up there, they would have called ahead and told them exactly what happened and why I'm coming. So when I went there, it took a long time to book me and stuff. I went in. I was there for the entire night of it. I was told that if I walk up and down, then the baby's gonna come down and all five and all six. I walked. Nothing. I remember the Sunday clearly. I had a lot of pamper and stuff. I got a lot of stuff for the baby. So somebody said to me, the pamper that I have, I think it was not the correct one for newborn because they had some that had the cut. So I got some from England and I had those with me. But I had the correct one but didn't know. So my husband ended up coming. He would have been visiting our, so he came with the correct pamper, so to speak. So by the time he got there, well, just before he got in, I was induced. So they took me, they induced the labor, and as soon as I was induced and I sat on the bed, I called them to change the sheet. My water broke like immediately after, like within half an hour. I called them to change the sheet. By the time they changed the sheet, the nurse came back for me and said, "You need to be in the delivery room suite now." So I didn't even get to go on the bed with the change of sheet. So my husband came with the pamper and had to help me go into the delivery room suite. So I was there for like half an hour after labor was induced, and I was taken into the suite, and then from there I was feeling pain gradually. No, I was. It wasn't. I won't say it was life and death kind of a thing, but it was painful. I've always been terrified of the pain that comes with being pregnant and the delivery and the whole works. So now I'm experiencing this, guys. So going through my process. This was like after like 12:30 I was in use, so like after one I was in the suite, and after one, after two, after three, and as it got later, it got more intense. And each time they checked to find out how much centimeter dilated I am at, it was moving gradually until like around eight now, like around seven, thereabouts eight. It wouldn't. They realized it wouldn't move from six to seven. It just would not open any wider. And of course, the people they said, "All right, go into the delivery room." Like this was like around 8 o'clock, and I was there, like. pain was intense just before I got in, like 2 hours or so before. And I remember one of the time I'm thinking, oh, this is painful. Like if it's possible, let this be pass. And I'm thinking, oh no, no, no going back. This can't go back. So let's just keep focus on the goal. We're gonna get this baby out. And so she's my princess is a wakey wakey. I love you. So, so guys, I went in and I was there, and the pain was, it was bearable, but it was getting more intense. And while I was there, they kept checking, and finally, a nurse came and she said, you know what? It's not moving. It's not passing 6 to 7. Like 6 to 7 thereabout. It's not going to 8. And she take the baby. She took her hand and pushed my cervix over the baby's head. She had to help me literally. And by this, I could look at my baby. People, look what's going on. Look at my baby. Look at my baby. Archana, she must be in her mother's lap, and that's just the end of that drama. This is my drama, baby. Trust me. I love her to death. So, guys, honestly, they had to literally go in and get physical. By this, they checked so many times that they just allowed them. It wasn't easy, I must say. The first time they were doing the check, it was the most hurtful pain that I felt in my entire life from I've been here on earth when they did the first check to see if I am. I think it was when she was gonna insert the pill. But yeah, I think she checked, yeah, to see if I am dilated. That was it. The first check. That was the most painful feeling that I've ever had in my entire life. So the pain that came after wasn't so bad until I was laying on the bed now when it's time for delivery. But in this instant, I didn't know how it works. So just like in the movies, I thought somebody was going to be there by my side for the entire duration, and they're going to tell me, "Oh, calm down. Somebody's going to hold my hand." Ain't none of that. People, ain't none of that. So they left me in the room by myself. Yes, the delivery room by myself, and I laid in there. And they told me, luckily a sister told me, bear down, bear down. I had no idea what she was saying when she was telling me to bear down. But when the lady was one of the nurses, the nurse that delivered me, when she was leaving the room, she said, "Do not push unless you feel like you want to use the bathroom and do number two." All right, fine. That in itself was not an easy one. So I was there in the room and I was feeling the pain more and more intense. And I held on to a curtain that was parting me and another person. So that person had eventually left before I started delivering or anything. So she wasn't there when I was delivering, but I saw the end of hers. I heard the end of hers, basically. So I held on to the curtain, realizing now that in the movies, when I see that female holding on to the hand of the husband and squeezing it, that part is actually something that really happens in real life. I've never done this before. I don't know how it works. So I remember holding on to the curtain. I didn't pull down on it because I'm smart enough to know that, well, if I pull down, it might tear down, right? Princess, it's not your turn now, it's mine. So, don't dim my light. You're already very beautiful, don't dim my light. So, of course, so of course, honey, I'm live, baby. And the camera is facing you. So you can't come. That's my husband. He doesn't wear clothes in the house, so you can't have him on the camera right now. And I'm facing the direction he's gonna come from. All right, let's not draw out the story. So I held on to the curtain, but I held it in. My curtain is right here, so let me use it and show you guys. So I held it like this. I grip it like this. So I grip it really, really tight, but I wasn't pulling down on it. I was just gripping it. So I held it much more like this, and I squeezed and I squeezed and I squeezed. And then the nurse came in and saw me, and she was like, "Let go of the curtain. You can't pulling on it. Be pulling on it. You'll tear it down." And I'm like, "I'm not pulling down. Wait, just let me finish." Like she's in the middle of a pain, guys. She's fighting me for the curtain in the middle of a contraction. And I'm holding on to the curtain like, not yet. Just let me finish. I can't even get my words out. Earlier, this lady was telling me that I need to learn to multitask. I need to learn to do things while I'm feeling the pain. And I'm like, these people are they okay? And this is somebody that has had two child. She has two children. Two children. Telling me to multitask. You have had this experience. You multitask. Yes, your father is out there. You can go and visit him if you'd like. You don't have to interrupt my life to do so. Guys, she took away her curtain from me. So I was left with so nothing. But guess what? I was left with pushed down. I was fighting. I was fighting to not push. But I don't know how it happened. Like I feel like you're counting from 1 to 10, and the contraction is just. No, you can go to your daddy if you would like. You're ruining my life. You're ruining my life. Bye. Goodbye. You can go to daddy. Go. Daddy calling the baby. Ray, honey. Hold on, let me mute. Sorry about that. Yeah, she's hanging on to mommy for dear life. I don't know why, but she's calling daddy. Daddy. So, guys, I was fighting the feeling to push. So, I was holding on to the curtain pretty much to help me to not push. And then the contraction came on. And I feel like I was holding on enough people to. I feel like my upper body was just. I was listening and I was doing as she said. And I felt like it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And by the time I reached 10, like my lower body just gave way. And I remember pushing with every fiber of my being. At the end of the contraction, so it's almost like I run the race, but I just give up at the end. But Princess, where are you going? He's out there. Go. You can go to daddy. He's out there. So, guys, I ended up giving up, and I had to just push with all of the strength and might with it. It so happened that I was there alone, like I said. The nurse came and checked on me 1 or 2 times, but they weren't there with me. And guys, I didn't even know what to do. So of course, when I was sorry about that, when I was in the room and it was unbearable, I was like, I can. This is in the middle of a contraction. Do all things through. I think you get the rest. And I hear it on the road. Christ! Somebody else. Woo! And I'm like, strengthens me! And the pushes under me. Guys, I'm like, no man. I'm like, I can't fight it. So it's like about 3 or 4 really big push happened, and it was not intentional. One of the time I felt a gushing, and I was calling the nurse, no response. Calling the nurse, no response. And I told her a lot of water came out, and she was like, "That's gonna happen throughout the entire duration, so get used to it." I'm like, "Okay, no." So of course, when she finally came and she saw me, don't come. Yeah. When she finally come and she saw me, she was looking at the baby's head. She had pushed my cervix back above over the baby's head. So she said when she did that, a little part just would not go over. So I'd have to let the baby work down on her own. Guys, believe me that I had big plans before going in the hospital. One, I ain't gonna let nobody live with my baby because I know they have a tendency in the movies. Yes, guys. The movie. I don't see labor and delivery experience anywhere else. It's in the show. I see them leave and they come out of the room with the babies, and I'm thinking, no, ain't nobody gonna leave with my child. I'm gonna be watching them. I'm gonna tell them don't leave. In fact, I'm gonna be telling them no. Guys, I remember, and I'm also gonna mark my baby. I'm gonna look at my baby and mark my baby and make sure they don't give me any wrong child. Guys, I remember when the lady come and she saw from the doorway where the baby head was. She was like, on the next contraction, you need to push. No, guys, bear in mind, all I have is say it. I think you know by now. Repeat the jingle. My movie experience. So I don't know how to push, but I just push. She was like, no, me stop. Guys, I don't know how to push. I don't know what to do. She lift your leg. She told me how to hold my leg. Put your head on your chin on your chest. Put it on there, and then push down. That's all I knew. The bear down, because that's what sister was telling me about the bear down. So now I knew exactly what was bear down because I was bearing down. Bear in mind, guys, this is my first time. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just did it here. So I pushed. But before I even got to push, when she ran in the room, saw where the baby was and said, on the next contraction, you need to push. Another lady who is supposed to assist her came to the doorway and saw. But what she thought was I was there all along, not pushing, and the nurse was telling me to push. So she said something she shouldn't have let me know, but I knew anyways. She was like, Miss, the baby can't stay there. The baby will die. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, so you guys left me inside here for so long. Now my baby almost died. Now you gonna be blaming it on me, and you don't even know what happened. I didn't say anything or anything. Don't worry. So guys, thanks be to God, everything was fine. Just a disclaimer, it was fine. So thank God she was fine. When she said push and she told me how to push, guys, I assure you, I did not take 3 minutes to push out my baby. I just pushed like she said. And then after pushing on the contraction, as she said, push. I'm like, I'm not feeling any pain now. Miss Effie, push. I'm Jamaican, sorry. That's our pathway. Yeah. She said, Miss Effie, push. And I pushed. And then I probably did another push and she was out. It was literally like fast. When she was out, she was blue. Blue. Before I even say that, I just wanted to say that. But as she came out, bam, she pooped. Immediately. Guys, I was in this room for so long calling these people, not even smiling. Because I can't get the smile off my face. I'm just a happy person. God. They say that sometimes you have to take bad things and make laugh. Guys, you see when the baby came out, you know whose eyes were closed? Tired bust our shirt. Tired and bust me short. I was so tired. So they said to me, Miss, what is? I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I came to push out a baby and I think that's what I did. I had no idea what she was saying. Miss, what is this? I'm like, to look up and like, what kind of baby? But I remember from ultrasound that it's a girl. So that girl, and my eyes just closed again. Guys, I forget all my rules that I planned out. I planned to look at the baby, mark the baby, all sort of nonsense. I didn't remember any of that. My eyes just closed and I was like, done. I was bowled out, guys. Oh my gosh. So, oh my god, it was so, hilarious. When they cleaned up the baby, they put her on my chest and said, here, warm her up because we don't know why she's so blue. Like, I don't know why she's so blue. Like, I don't know why my baby is this blue. It's your fault. Anywho, so I hooked on her. And when I hooked on her, then they started getting out the afterbirth. Guys, at this point, they could do just about anything that they wanted to do to my body. Because I had her on my chest, and it was like, oh my god, it's not a feeling that I can just put some words together and just express to you because it's way deeper than that. And if anyone on here has given birth, I think they have an idea of what I'm saying. She's my first baby and my world. And when I look at her, it's It's now when I actually do stuff, it's like I'm looking at my heart. God, I think God took my heart out of me and used it to create another human being, and I'm just looking at my heart outside of my body. That's how I feel about her. Like the love, it's just unconditional, unrelentless. I don't have enough adjectives to use to let you understand how to describe this love that I have for this child. She's everything in the world to me. And so when they did took out the placenta, they showed it to me, and yeah, so yeah, it does look like liver, yeah. And they discarded that. And then guess what they did, guys? They left me in the room again by myself. It's not even funny. They left me in the room again by myself. Sorry, I wasn't on comments. Aw. Queen, the dailies. Thank you for coming, the dailies. The word of God. Garden and more. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. Queen's Garden TV. So glad I could make it to your life. Oh, thank you so much. I love how you're always doing your studies. Thumbs up. Thank you, Tijan. Traumatized over. Tijan, you can't imagine what it was like for me. You can't imagine. You have no idea. Guess I'll experience the feeling one day, sis, hopefully. Number first. You'll experience the feeling of the pride and the joy of having like a baby. Yeah, yeah. The pride and joy that comes with, yeah, your child. Yeah, you will. But I'm telling you guys, when she was on my chest, they could have done anything. But then they took her off and they left. And I was in the room by myself again for some time. This time, the AC was on me, and I was uncovered my lower foot, and I was really cold. I tried to ease up, and I realized I could feel the gushing of blood. But based on how cold I was just there shivering on the bed. So I was like, no man, I need to cover my foot because I know who I am with mixed temperatures. Part of my body can't be warm and partly cold. So I tried to ease up, felt the gushing, and I picked up something and I just threw it on my leg and I laid back down. Guys, it was gushing. When the nurse came back in, I said to her, there's a lot of bleeding. She was like, everything can make a big deal out of man. And then she said, come, you want me to get you a wheelchair? And I said, yes. And she said, okay. And she went for one. When she came back with the wheelchair and I sat in it, she was like, why are you losing so much blood? I'm like, I just told you there. Well, I didn't say anything. I know. I know. How does she expect me to know that? So, guys, she catch her free? No, she didn't let me know. So she took me to be sutured because I got I got torn. All the ventricle must be. That's what body was. No, the guy that was supposed to do the suture, yeah, Amel, he didn't want to touch me based on how much blood he saw me losing. They had to call the head OB, obstetrology, OB. They called the head OB, and when she came, yes, miss, I love you. My life over there, so I come to people. My life is calling on me. Guys, when she called the head OB, she came and she really was turned. I think I'm not gonna go in that part. I think the story is just gonna not be nice now after this. But it was not an easy one. It was not an easy feat. That few minutes of my life felt like the last few minutes of my life. But glory be to God when I got out of there, which I did. I made it out alive. And I saw my princess. I was like, where is my baby? Hannah? And then I heard them coming with her and they gave her to me. Guys, my world changed, baby. Listen, my world changed, mate. My world changed. This princess right here, I don't think one life can be used to describe how my world changed with her in it. A life that is shared with delivery and labor experience. No, she need a whole life for herself. A life that's going on for days and days and days. She's so amazing. Guys, she's no one. And the glory be to God, I was working out, so now I have the body basically that I had before getting pregnant. It's not fully there yet, but it's getting there. I've been working out since last August, thereabout. I really started non-stop and I try to keep it up. I want to do probably a live with you guys and that a workout session maybe. Yeah. But guys, I just want to let you know that we are fine and we're grateful. We just want to continuously give God thanks, man, guys. You don't want to hear me in that delivery room. I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. And there goes the push, guys. It was not. It was not. All right. Let's not say it wasn't painful because it was, but it is something that I would do again. And let me tell you why. My princess, she did something to my husband and I just can't seem to get over it. A child came by to visit us, and and that baby is Athena from the Daily's Bliss channel. Please go and check them out. They're a beautiful couple, and I love what they do. You will enjoy their wedding dance. Go and watch the freighting the photos, guys. You'll love that one. Please do. Yes. So as I was saying before, Athena, she came over with her mommy from the Daily's Bliss. Yes, and my baby was a different person. I've never seen that level of excitement on her. I'm like, guys, I can't make my baby be the happy man. I realize that there are just different areas for different, people, different setting and all of that to fulfill or pull out from her. So I'm gonna be fine with it. So of course she was super ecstatic about this child. And I'm like, wow, I've never seen her this happy. I felt embarrassed literally. I'm like, no man, I think I really need to give this child a sibling. That's how I felt. That's honestly how I felt. But differently, she's sweetest, most amazing child I could have asked God for. She's one. And when I say smart, she's smart. She calls me mommy, sweet. And she says, daddy, Ray. She calls us everything. She calls me by my name as well, Arlene. But she's calling me Arlene. It's something else, different level. She's amazing. She's just amazing, full of love and everything. She's understanding. There's nothing that you can't talk to her about. It's weird, I know. She's just one, yeah. And I'm not exaggerating. She just has a level of understanding. Her interpretation skills, everything is just mwah. All right. It's about the delivery and the labor. Trying to stay on point. But boy, this baby. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already done so. And like the video. Yes, like the video. And subscribe to the channel. I'm out, guys. Thank you for stopping by.